Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Lady Parts. I'm Liron Cohen.
And I'm Mimi Torchin.
This is 11 o'clock at night right now, and we're waiting for somebody very special to Skype us.
Yes, she's going to Skype us all the way from Australia. So you may have guessed it, it's someone from Wentworth, and it's someone very important and very exciting. It's Nicole De Silva. Yes?
Wait, give them a pause to scream.
Nicole De Silva.
Now that you screamed.
And
Okay.
powerful Nicole De Silva. Playing Francesca Frankie Doyle, a former prisoner at Wentworth, now a free woman. She was a top dog. She's part of a very popular couple, Bridget.
You said it!
Frankie, I hate squish words, as you know, Frankie and Bridget. And we're going to try to fit in as much scoop as we can in 15 or 20 minutes.
Some of you may know also that Nicole is a true champion for women. She is leading both in leadership and by example, and we hope to talk to her a little bit about that since this is what Lady Parts is all about. So without further ado, let's
have a conversation with
Nicole De Silva. Hi.
Why, hello.
I love a girl who's on time.
This is so funny because I've seen some of your videos, obviously, and now I feel like I'm entering, your world a little bit.
Parts.
Well, we're sitting on the opposite side because we don't have enough light on the side we usually sit on. So we're sitting on a different sofa this time.
It's Lady Parts, the night version, the night edition.
What time is it there?
11:15, 11:20.
Okay. Past your bedtime, or is it okay?
No. I'm a night owl.
You're like, no, we're party animals. Yeah. We're going to be up till 3 a.m.
We're television animals.
We are night owls. Anyway, we're so thrilled that you did this. Thank you so much. We love you. We love your work.
Our fans are going to self-combust.
Oh my God. Woo!
I love you guys and your work. Thank you so much for all the support you do with the show and for that supplementary stuff that you're giving the audience. It's really great.
Well, we're loving it. We love the show. It's such a magnificent piece of art. It really is. Yeah. It's fabulous television. It's what we do. It's what we love. So, and the fans are so engaged. It's been really fun for us, and they love it. It's so we love this kind of circle that it's created.
Yeah, it really has.
Yeah.
So we know you don't have a lot of time.
Well, I mean, I'd rather just sit and chat.
Yeah.
But we'll get to.
We could have sat and had a cup of tea.
Yeah. Well, next time you're in New York City.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
Okay.
I love New York.
I know you're more of an LA girl, or so it seems, but.
Well, I mean, I have been living there for a little while, but I did spend 3 months over the summer in New York a couple of years ago, and it was truly one of the best times of my life. Like, it's such a fabulous city. It was so great.
There's no place like it. I've been there for about 45 years, and it's
yeah,
right out of college.
It's just, I mean, it's such a cliche, but it just has its own energy there.
It's not a cliche. It's what it is. It really
yeah,
does.
It really is. And I love that you can go out at any time of night and there's always people around or there's something happening.
I remember going to LA once and I don't know, I was in the hotel and I wanted to go out and get something to eat at like 10:30. They rolled up the streets.
I know. Sydney's turning into that as well. Like, you go and see some theatre, and then by the time you're out, it's 10 o'clock, and all the restaurants have closed, or at least the kitchens have closed, so you've got nowhere to go and eat.
It's crazy.
Come to New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, actually, we do have a question about that, so why don't I just throw it in here?
Sure.
Yeah.
Any Broadway aspirations?
Oh, gosh. I think every actor has Broadway aspirations, don't they? Do you have any offers for me?
Well,
we
know a casting director or two.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I came from the theatre. Like, that was my training, essentially. And I always thought I'd end up in theatre and not on film. I kind of naturally had a loud voice and big hand gestures. That's the family I came from. And I was like a duck to water with theatre, and it took me a little while to understand camera. So always, I think, Broadway is always kind of at the, in the back of your mind somewhere as an actor.
Yeah. Do you sing?
No. Well, no. But if you put me in a wig and glasses, like if I'm in character, I can hold a tune, but
Anything
it's
can
something
happen in
psychologically when it's just me
Mhm.
that, like, I feel the fear, and it's not as easy.
Well, I think that could be, people could work around that.
And
Great,
would
great.
you, if you did do a Broadway show, would you prefer to originate something, or do you have a dream role that you've always wanted to do?
Oh, look, I'm a big fan of collaboration and creation.
Mhm.
I love that process. So to originate something would be amazing. On the, and really thrills me creatively. On the other hand, I'm a real sucker for Oscar Wilde and Noel Coward and those kind of turn of the century
Right.
English comedies. So something like that, which is so far from Frankie. You're both going, yeah.
No, I was just thinking that I
that's
can
what
see you
acting
in
is
that.
about.
I can see you in
Yeah.
Blythe Spirit or something like that.
Yeah, no, I love all that heightened comedy, and I love how reserved they are, but, there's so much
But they're naughty.
naughty, and I love a bit of naughtiness.
Yeah,
I
know,
do.
I can tell.
Well, speaking of Frankie, since you brought it up, because we weren't gonna.
Oh no,
Just
we weren't
kidding.
going to talk about Frankie at all.
I mean, first of all, I don't know if any of you ever envisioned the enormous international success that Wentworth is. So, how has it affected your life, personally, professionally?
I think it's been one of those initiations by fire, because shooting a drama in Australia, you never, ever, ever expect that it's going to resonate globally, let alone in your own country. Like, you don't know what's going to hit and what's not. So we kind of, we went into Wentworth a bit blind, really, going, well, let's try something new. We're remaking the original Prisoner. I knew I had a great character in Frankie. There was something about those audition scenes that just leapt off the page for me. So I knew, like, that excited me, and I knew I was excited about that. But never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be sitting across from two gorgeous women in New York talking about Frankie and Wentworth. Like, that never occurred to me. Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
And the the fanaticism, the excitement over it has. What does that feel like?
It feels really great. I mean, it's beautiful, and it feels like a real kind of position of privilege to have something that has created those ripples. And in so many respects, like, for so many people personally, I think, Frankie and the stories within Wentworth have really affected people, but also socially. Like, it's brought up a lot of things socially around, LGBT rights and social concepts like marriage equality in Australia, and I'm hoping elsewhere, that has been really, really phenomenal to witness.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
And humbling, and truly humbling, to go, that's cool. I get to sit here in my home country and create stories, and it's affecting change, which is, the dream.
What more could you ask for, really?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
You're doing something you love. You're doing something that, yes, is entertainment, but it's also having a social importance, a social impact on your own country, in people's lives personally. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, can you hear that plane going over?
Why is it the whole studio seem to be under a
The
flight?
flight pattern.
It's not conducive to filming, I'll tell you that. Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about how fantastic it is, but I think we realize what it means to you, and what it means to the fans.
And I have to be honest, like, sometimes the caliber of letter or contact I get can be really confronting and overwhelming. Like, people share a lot of things with me that they've been through in their life because of what Frankie has been through. But the only thing I take away from that is how much that character in this show has been able to truly affect people and change people. And I think it's so important for people to see themselves reflected back in what we watch and what we engage with. So, It's awesome.
And there isn't that much. There isn't that much, especially for gay women. And
well, and you know,
it's getting better.
I've gotten emails for Talking Teal for people who said I'm in the middle of somewhere in Eastern Europe. I'm closeted, nobody knows, and how fabulous it is that there's this forum to talk about a show that makes me feel like there are people out there who understand me. So
yeah, it's so great.
It is wonderful, and you basically kind of originated Frankie because she only had 2 episodes on the original Prisoner, right? She was a very small.
she had a few. I wouldn't say that I originated her because I know how many chefs go into making this happen. And obviously the original Frankie and the original Prisoner have so much to do with that. Yeah, I think she was only in, I think it was more than 2, but she certainly didn't span the whole.
She was killed off pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah.
They killed the lesbian.
They killed the lesbian. They got smart this time, though.
Yeah,
but they knew they had a good thing. Do you all, I'm just curious because I know different sets work different ways. Do you all have any input into things? Has there been anything that you really wanted to do, that you spoke to the writers about, or something that they did that you didn't, that you wanted to do something different?
Yeah, for the most part, Wentworth is largely collaborative. Like, I won't take all the credit. Certainly not. Like, our writers and producers are really great at, as you know, kind of driving this epic plot forward. And there's so much action and intrigue that, it's really its own beast. But there are little things that we do weave in as characters, and certainly I've gone into the writer's room, on numerous occasions and offered up things, and I really like that process. I like the process of going, hey, what do you think of this idea? Throwing spaghetti at walls and seeing what lands.
Is there anything you can share with us that you might have had a hand in?
On a really small level, there was, I think it was season 1 or 2, when Liz starts to drink again.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I went in, there was not much Frankie-Liz interaction, and I went into the writers, I think it was season 2, because by that stage I think Frankie was top dog, and I said to the writers, Frankie's pretty street smart, and she knows alcoholism. She knows it from her mum, and Liz is one of her family in there. Mm-hmm. I think, Frankie would have an opinion, or at least an observation about what Liz is going through, and those paths never crossed. And so we put in this tiny little moment, which Celia and I still talk about as one of those small moments that means everything, mm-hmm. where, someone comes to get Frankie, she's leaving the cell, and Liz is out there and she's drunk. And Frankie just goes up to her on her way out, and it's one line, and she just says something like, "Get your shit together, Liz," or "What are you doing? Get your shit together." And Celia's reaction was so brilliant, because it was like, oh, I'm being caught out by someone who really sees me.
Mm-hmm. She's such a wonderful actress, yes.
Oh, she's beautiful. She, like, everything she does is she's so open. So stuff like that, like weaving those little character moments in, I think is really important. And then, for season 3, that big redemption arc that happened with Frankie, that was something that I had pitched to the writers earlier. I really wanted to see that stuff about Meg come to fruition, and I wanted to see the shift in Frankie to someone who's come through the system, as someone who has redeemed themselves and who has truly shifted and changed.
It was beautiful. It was obvious, and I think that it's one of the things people rooted so much. You root for Frankie because you see her working at it so hard.
Her development, her evolution throughout the show. It's been beautiful.
It was amazing, really and truly.
Yeah.
The change of the Frankie you meet at the beginning, and then the Frankie that we know now, is almost like two characters. She still has her spirit and her life.
Well, no, she became the ray of light. I mean, the reactions after episode 9 when she comes to visit would be
My
the
God, what a
reactions from
moment.
people. It was like people just didn't know what to do with themselves. They were so, first of all,
Yeah.
they all missed you like madly.
Crazy. Oh my God, we hear that every week. Where's Frankie? Where's Frankie? Where's Frigid? Where's Frankie?
Yes.
It's nice to be loved. But yeah, it was I just saw Celia and Danielle, and we watched an episode of the later season. And even watching Bee's journey, like you know, seeing Bee change so much from who she was when she first entered that prison. I think that's why the show is such a gift as an actor, is because you're really sitting in someone's skin for years and then kind of weaving their evolution, because we as people are constantly changing and shifting, and you know, it's pretty cool.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
pretty.
I come from the soap opera world, and that's
Think
the
the same?
epitome of that. People who play a character for 30 years, my God, you know, you go through their whole life with them. And when you see, I never thought there'd be any kind of fans better than soap fans, except that I see now
Wentworth
that
fans,
Wentworth fans.
apparently.
And when you
Yeah.
see people go through these things, and you see the arcs of their lives, you see
Yeah.
them go through all these life changes. You become a part of their family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of, just we were wondering if you knew Frankie's backstory, or did you have to make one up for her?
No, Frankie's backstory was very clear from day one. Like that was part of the like even from the audition. Like the auditions, one of the audition scenes was where I confront my dad when he comes to visit in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the scenes. So I needed to know what that backstory is with the abusive mum and him having left, and then Frankie having been in foster homes. That was always laid out.
And the sister.
So the mother was the abusive. The mother was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But was the sister a surprise?
Yeah, the sister was a surprise. Yeah.
I hope there'll be some more scenes with her. We won't ask you to reveal anything.
Yeah.
But I loved her reaction to her. That was quite beautiful.
It was so fun working with her as well. She was quite young. I think she was, I can't remember specifically how old she was, but she just didn't want to be there, that little girl. She was
didn't?
she had better things to do. She really did. So I had to play all sorts of games with her, like drawing little love hearts on my hand so she would hold my hand, and it was really great. It was cool.
That's creative, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I love working with kids because they're so present. So you really have to be on your toes.
They're so present even when they don't want to be there.
Exactly.
Well, they're in the moment.
Yeah.
You know,
To get out of there.
there's no pretense about them. They're in the moment. That's it.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, you got to work around it.
So now, you know, we hear it every week. Where's Frigid? Where's Frigid? We haven't seen them together since episode 2. And sometimes they'll take a little bit of, oh, but she talked about her, so we know that they're still together, or something like that. So in your mind, or from what you know, what have they been up to all this time?
Well, I think I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about and what I'm not, because I know what's been to air here. I know nothing hasn't technically been to air there. But I mean, in my mind, they're a solid couple and they're a solid relationship.
That's good.
You know what I mean? And I think Frankie just getting out has had to then recalibrate who she is and where she sits in the world. So her taking a breather was about, she's a tough chick. She needs to prove it to herself that she can do it herself.
And Bridget understood that.
And
so
plus,
that,
there's the
you
parole.
know,
There's the whole parole situation of not.
you got to live on your own and all of that. So
Yeah, exactly.
okay, well, just as long as we know
As
everything
we know
is
that,
solid,
everything's good.
I think the fans will be very happy. That'll be sufficient till they see the next moment between you all. They're mad. I mean, they are mad for the two of you. They're mad for you all by yourself. But you know what it's like when there's a couple. I mean, that's just it. It's over the moon.
Yeah.
Now, I want to take a little trajectory about this champion of UN Women Australia.
Yeah.
What exactly is that? And what do you do? How did you get it? What do you do with it?
Yeah, so basically, my being a champion for the National Committee UN Women Australia it's essentially like being an ambassador, but without that title. It's the same thing. So my role is to educate people and make causes known. So that's what I do. The way it came about was I was starting Wentworth, and I knew that there was something else I wanted to put out there. I knew that there was something else that I wanted to contribute to the world around me. And I knew for the most part that lay in gender equality and matters of empowering women. Like, that was really important to me, and it has been from day one. I'm talking about like when I was back in school, when I was a little kid. So I got on the internet and I looked for organisations in Australia that did just that. And there was pretty much nothing.
Wow.
Except for UN Women. So, which is pretty eye-opening in itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted them and I said, look, I think I can offer you something. There's that. Hey.
That's a 747 or whatever the big planes are now.
It's like maybe 3 meters above this room. So I said, look, I think that there is as someone who's on television, there is a generation of people that I can speak to that maybe you guys don't have an in with, and I was mostly speaking about the younger people of Australia, and I wanted to open the conversation up to boys and to men. To be honest, like, I wanted it to be a full functioning conversation amongst all members of our society, because I think women have been talking about this for so long and been active about this for so long, but it was truly time, I thought, for men and to enter the conversation, and for us to look at how gender inequality affects boys as well,
right,
and how it affects their behaviour. So I pitched that to them, and then they came up with the champion role, and it's very early days.
Mm-hmm. We're
still very much feeling out how that's going to work and progress, but it's something that I'm looking forward to focusing on, and that's really important to me and where I'm at in the world.
Well, it is really, and I wanted to ask you about this. Yesterday I noticed on the internet that Screen Australia has this Gender Matters initiative, and that they're giving $3 million. They're putting forth $3 million to 54 different projects. And I thought, well, that's fantastic. And I watched the head of Screen Australia talk about it and how wonderful it's going to be. And then I read the comments after it, on Twitter.
The talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nicole, they were so misogynistic. They were so negative, and I thought
they were offensive.
They were offensive, really, it was like, because I don't want to see a great film directed by a man. Said no one ever.
Yeah,
it was that was even a sort of a mild one.
Yeah, they were mocking it.
I know that Australia is a very the men are very macho, and they
or at least
wrestle.
That's the image.
They wrestle crocodiles, and
no stereotypes.
No stereotypes here at all.
No.
But is there a like a strain of misogyny that has to be battled?
In Australia specifically?
Well, yeah, I know there is in the world. God knows.
Sure. Look, I don't like to broad brushstroke blanket a whole country with that.
Okay.
I think that's kind of a can of worms that's not particularly helpful.
Maybe it's not a fair question, then.
But I think there are attitudes out there that we do need to address and bring into the conversation, and we need to look at them, to be honest. I think for a long time, like generally speaking, for a long time, girls and women have been asked to identify with male role models or male heroes, and that's been very much the status quo. And it's about time that young boys look up to Rey in Star Wars or to the new Ghostbusters characters and go, hey, I want to do that. And until we get to a point where we're not seeing gender and we actually are just seeing the true person who holds the qualities and the values that we look up to and want to aspire to, I think that's when we've made progress. And are we at that point here in Australia right now? No.
The world
Do
isn't.
No, the
The
world,
world
isn't.
Yeah.
So
we make steps towards that? I think absolutely, definitely. And I'm okay for some of that, that negativity to come through, because that's how you get it out.
exactly.
So let's get it out, and then we'll move forward, and now we'll have some equal footing in the world, and I look forward to that.
Well, and you're on a show that is female centric. I mean, it's all about the women, and we know that you have quite a few women behind the camera as well. We had the great honor of talking to Jet Wilkinson, who was fantastic.
Oh, awesome!
What a cool chick. What
She's
a
the
great
best.
director.
Yes, and she's directing every show that we're watching in America now. Every other.
Oh my God, she's like the best thing over there. It's so good. Yeah.
And Kathy Chambers, who does she's the DP on many
Very
of those.
few DPs, and it's so Wentworth. The way Wentworth is shot is so brilliant.
I love it because a friend.
Like 50% of our show is the visual language of the show. Like it's beautiful to watch, and I actually think the visual language of the show is the reason why it's has helped it resonate globally.
Yes,
because it looks like American shows that have $1 budgets.
Absolutely,
it really does.
It's way high up
It's like
there.
a film, although that's almost not even a compliment anymore, because television is so great now. Television is the medium to be in right now.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely the golden age of television right now. Like I think we're truly in that, because we're telling these gorgeous long form stories like we talked about before, with character development, and it's epic storytelling. It's rad.
It really is. And it's gotten so much respect that now it's getting so much talent.
Yeah.
The talent that television is attracting, both in front and above the line and below the line, is sensational. It is.
Yeah.
And how do you feel Wentworth represents women? What would you like women to take from, let's say, from Frankie to empower themselves from? I mean, we know that mostly Wentworth is, it is a prison show. It is women who, have committed crimes and everything, but they're also powerful and vulnerable, and their families, and so
yeah. I think that's exactly it. You've completely nailed it. It's a show that's gone, hey, women are complex.
Boy, are they ever?
As simple as that is. And humans are complex. That's not to say that males are or aren't, but it actually is going. We can get rid of the wife, girlfriend, female trope. We can get rid of those, and we can actually start to look at females as complex, real human beings. And I think that is a great thing to come out of it.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned about the idols that girls are taught to have, male idols. Who are some of your idols, both in the world at large and perhaps in the business as actors?
At the moment, or as a kid?
Whichever.
At any time, at any particular time in your life.
What's been really sad to me of late is all the passing of these iconic musicians and artists.
It is. And at my age,
it's been a
I have lost so many that I'm going to be 70, and I lost over the years so many of these people that I have
Can
known.
I just have some of your genes? Almost. Oh my gosh!
You just need a wife that's half your age.
Yes, I do. There's the secret. Get yourself a young mate. You're young already, though, so you don't have to worry about that.
But it does feel like the end of an era with all these amazing artists
it does. It's
leading us. So, David Bowie has been always someone who I've truly appreciated, and as daggy as it is, from my favorite movie as a kid, Labyrinth, to his music throughout time, and just his approach as a human being and as an artist. He had this, just gorgeous kind of flow and fluidity to him that I've always admired, and I was kind of shattered that Prince has left us.
Yes, another one. Where the androgynous again, their fluidity. You're right, and
Well,
such great talent.
Yeah, and then of course there are great actors.
Sorry.
And
no, I think there was a delay. Go on.
There was just a blip.
and then there are of course actors that I look up to. I tend to look up to those people who are out there creating their own projects and who are engaged creatively with what they do. I think for me that's the most thrilling.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a dream director that you would like to work with?
Oh, I have too many that I would like to work with. Gosh. Judd Apatow, if you're watching this, I am available.
He would love you.
If he's
He
watching
would
this,
so love you.
if Judd Apatow is watching this, we are good.
He might love you already, for all we know.
Yes, I mean, we know that a lot of famous. Don't we know that Rosie O'Donnell is a huge Wentworth fan, for example?
Yeah,
she doesn't direct.
That was the biggest thrill. I was in LA at the time, and I was like walking into a yoga class, and my friend sent me this little video of Rosie on The View touting Wentworth.
Yes, she said she wants to be on the show.
The woman's got taste, I'll tell you.
Yes, she does. I will 100% agree with you there.
You never know. Helen Mirren might be watching. It's on on in the UK right now.
Well, you could go work with Kate Blanchett probably at any time. She's there.
Oh yeah, I'll just give her a buzz.
Her great. She's doing a TV show.
Yeah, she is.
In
She's
Australia.
doing Stateless.
Yeah.
She's doing her own TV show right now. She's going to star in it, of course, but...
Oh, that's awesome. I had no idea. Thank you.
I love her loyalty to Australia.
Send your agent.
Her theater company and that she works at some Australian films, and here she's doing a TV show in Australia.
Yeah, it's very awesome. And what her and Andrew did for STC was pretty phenomenal as well.
Yeah, isn't the production that they're bringing over to Broadway in the fall? Is that was also, I think, an Australian production.
We already have our tickets.
Of course.
Which one?
Sorry,
I can't think of what it is.
It's The Present. It's called The Present.
Oh, The Present,
yeah.
Right?
Did you see
it?
Amazing things about that. I didn't get to see it. No.
Yeah, no.
I hear good things. We hope, because it's only them two, I think, and for how long? Like 3 hours or something. It's going to be long.
It's epic.
But we're gonna be staring at Kate Blanchett. We can't really complain. So yeah.
Not all bad in the world.
Yeah.
So what are you working on now? What are you up to?
So I'm doing a show for the Nine Network here called Doctor Doctor.
And what is it?
It is a show about a high-flying Sydney heart surgeon who gets banished essentially to his hometown, his country town, and is confronted with his family and his past.
Are you
his part of his past?
I'm definitely his past. I'm like his past and present, because I'm his ex-girlfriend who is now married to his brother.
Oh, I love it. Conflict.
Way to get revenge at your ex, to marry his brother.
Exactly. But it's actually been really wonderful because it's such a different show to Wentworth, and it's the first time I've really been given a big chance to play in comedy and to be, playing in that light-hearted world, and it's so nice. It's really wonderful.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Pardon?
When will it premiere? When will it air?
They haven't given us a date, so we're still shooting for another few weeks, but we're looking at airing sometime in 2017.
Oh, fantastic. What's your character's name?
Charlie.
Charlie?
Frankie.
Charlie.
You have all these boys' names. Charlie,
yeah,
Frankie.
All
the tough girls.
There's something about those names that impart strength and mischievousness.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
You have that natural twinkle in your eyes, so I can.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm like attracting it somewhere along the
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you'll be able to tell us, but we have to ask, because if we don't ask, people are going to get upset.
Of course.
Are you coming back to season 5?
Have they confirmed season 5?
Well, they haven't actually confirmed
Not
it, but
officially,
several,
but several actors have been
several
dropping.
actors have said, "Oh, we
Yeah.
started. We'll start shoot."
Oops.
Whoop, you know, when they not to us. We haven't been
gonna call them up.
perpetrating it, but they have it at fan events, and so
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
much out there that there's going to be a season 5. So I know if you don't want to do it because it's not.
Yes,
I
we'll
I think I would be doing a double whammy if I A, confirmed or denied season 5 and
Okay, you can.
Can I
Confirm.
say, if they ask you to return to season 5, will you say yes?
oh, of course, I
Okay.
love the show. I love Frankie.
Okay.
You know,
There you go.
Let's ask. Just I know you don't have much time.
Yeah,
the minute
we're-
you have to go, say, "Hey, I've
Yeah,
got to
we're-
be out of here," because
We
Sure.
had like 30 questions,
Yeah,
and with the minute we heard it's going to be like 15 minutes, we
it
shrunk
hasn't
into-
been 15 minutes. It's been a nice long time.
we could do that thing where it's like on those improv shows and it's like 5-minute questions and you go bang 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 bang.
It's too late.
If
We
we
don't
need
have
to fill it in, you know, if we need to.
exactly. Well, we don't want to know who your favorite character on Wentworth
Besides
is.
Frankie.
Besides Frankie, of
Obviously.
course.
I love them all, but I love Vera.
Vera,
That's an
Vinegar
unexpected-
Tits.
I love her, and I
But
think
which
Kate
Vera do
does-
you like best? The Vera of the first couple of seasons? The Governor Vera?
Or the whole thing.
I kind of like the whole thing because she's got this. Kate does such a great job at like capturing that kind of little quirk that she's got, and you see her really striving to be this powerful governor or powerful officer even, but she's so not. So I love watching that play out.
She's beautiful.
She's
She's a
very
beautiful
vulnerable.
actress.
Oh my god, my battery may run out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay,
I
last
think we're
question.
almost done.
Yeah, last
so
question. Ask your last question.
What's my? Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is just a what if. Next project, you have 3 things to choose from: a Broadway show that you're the lead in,
Yeah.
a film,
a blockbuster.
a blockbuster big film
That
that
you're
you're
the
the lead
star.
in,
Sure.
or a new TV series that's
like prime time.
based on your character. That your character is it.
Oh my god!
You only do one next.
I'm an actor. I want my cake and I want to eat it too.
So you'll figure out time wise, right?
yeah. We'll make that work. We'll make that
Okay,
work.
I like that. I like that. A girl who knows she can have it all.
That I think you
I mean,
can.
it's all such a dream. The blockbuster is really exciting to me because, I would love to do some big action kind of epic, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic thing. I think that would be amazing. My own TV show, driving a story and telling that over, a season, hopefully more, would be amazing. And then I told you I'm a theatre
We already
nerd, so
know
Broadway
that.
would be good.
Did I see something on IMDb that you have an upcoming project that's called The Tangle, which is a sci-fi?
Yeah, it's a little indie American sci-fi that I shot last year, so
Oh.
look out for it.
Oh, we will look out for
Yeah,
it.
so
I'm
you
a big
kind
sci-fi.
of did the sci-fi thing only on a small.
I'm a sci-fi geek. I always have been. Since I was a little girl, my parents used to take me to the drive-in when I was 4 to see sci-fi movies.
It's such a good genre, particularly for women, and I didn't realize it, but particularly for women because there are so many strong female characters in sci-fi. It's awesome.
It is.
So are
yeah,
you
and
fighting
horror, too.
aliens or?
No,
Okay.
I'm not fighting aliens. You have to watch it, but she
We
was
will.
called Francesca too, that character. So
Francesca. I saw that.
Francesca.
Nikki
Yeah.
and Frankie.
Do they shoot The Descent in Australia? The Descent is one of my favorite scary movies. All women.
I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know.
You should watch it. It is
I'm gonna put it on my to watch list.
it is the scariest movie I've ever seen, and it's all women. They go into an unexplored cave. You will freak out.
Good.
Anyway,
Sounds
this has
good.
been glorious.
Thank you so much, and thank you
you
for
so
giving
much.
us your time, and thank you for, really for being such an outspoken political activist for all the right causes. I've been watching your tweets, and you're always out there saying what needs to be said, and I know that it's not always easy for somebody in the in the limelight to express opinions. So, thank you for that.
I think you got the platform. Use it for good.
Absolutely.
Exactly, and
that's
you
what
do,
you're doing.
and you're wonderful. And this was just a delight. Thank you
Thank
so
you
so
very
much.
much. We'll do it again sometime, okay?
Over tea in New
Yes,
York.
when you're in
Over
New
to
York,
you,
hit
New
us
York.
up.
It's a date. High five.
Boom. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.